Welcome back to Tales from the Shelf. This time around, we got a movie from Guatemala. I can't really say I know a lot of media from there, so that makes this one pretty neat. La Llorona. In English, The Wailing Woman. La Llorona is a pretty famous ghost story in a lot of Central American countries. There's been a lot of movies based on her, or even just mentioning her. But this movie from 2019 is a pretty different take on the legend, using it as the basis for a critique of Guatemalan politics. That might sound a little strange, but let me explain. The plot follows an aging dictator who has been charged with orchestrating a mass genocide of the native people, and after collapsing due to a medical condition has retreated to a safe house with his family surrounded by protesters as they wait for the court to make a decision. The family hires a new maid to help around the house, and soon supernatural events begin occurring, most involving water and the sounds of a crying woman. The dictator character in this movie is obviously based on Efrain Rios Montt. I don't know if I pronounced that right. With the character's past actions in this film closely mirroring Rios Montt's real-life political and military actions. This film came out 1 year after he died, so it isn't exactly subtle in what it's trying to say. The past won't die, and it will haunt you forever. In this case, literally. The film was incredibly well received, and immediately earned itself a Criterion release, so why isn't this film talked about more often? It's an acclaimed horror movie, it was an international awards darling. Why haven't more people seen this one? If I had to take a guess, I would say it's due to the slow nature and the lack of a typical horror movie payoff. The film's only about 90 minutes long, but there's a lot of scenes of characters just talking with not much else really happening, so it feels way longer. There isn't a lot of background music either. Most of the film, all you can hear is the protesting crowd, so it's very much a slow burn. I admit I did get more invested in this one than a lot of other slow movies I've watched, but I'd completely understand if somebody told me they just couldn't get into this one. There aren't a lot of typical horror moments either. There's the occasional scene of tension and suspense, but once those scenes come to an end, it's back to more character dialogue, which lasts for way longer than any of the tense moments. There's never any adrenaline release either. There's a lot of scenes where you would swear it's building up to a jump scare or something, but it just never happens, and all the adrenaline you've built up has nowhere to go. I personally love movies that do that, but a lot of other people don't. Ironically enough, not everyone who likes horror movies actually likes being scared. Funny how that works out. Oh well, most of the horror in this movie is the horrors of reality anyway, so the ghosts are clearly an afterthought. Yeah, La Llorona is not especially subtle with its themes or meaning, and it's not gonna satisfy a lot of horror fans or even drama fans, but if you're at all curious to see how real-world politics and vengeful ghosts can go together, then look no further.